right, good morning, Agri-Sciences class. Your friendly neighborhood Agri-Science instructor here, Mr. Harper. Want to encourage you to work hard this week. Hope you had a good spring break, but we got to get rocking and rolling back into it. Our topic is forestry and forest products, and that'll be throughout the remainder of this week and maybe a little bit into next week. And I want you to be sure to check RenWeb for my handout and also this video. Use both of those tools to help you with the homework that's coming up. Specifically, this video is to explain to you the concept and to explain to you mathematically what a forestry and forest products term called the board foot, what the board foot is. A board foot is a unit of measure, okay? It's a unit of measure in the forestry and lumber industry that quantifies the amount of potential lumber, that is, the amount of boards of a given size, the amount of lumber either in a stand of forest, a timber cruiser, a forestry consultant could estimate how many board feet of lumber is in a hardwood or pine forest, or in a log or a load of logs. Terry Godwin at Franklin Lumber Company, he purchases loads of logs and he estimates the number of board feet that are in those loads of logs, or even in a stack of boards. What is the number of board feet there? So specifically, a board foot, in math terms, is the thickness of the board in inches times the width of the board, also in inches, times the length of the board in feet, okay, not inches this time, all of that over a factor of 12. And that's how one would calculate board feet. Okay, let's take a look at some rough sawn or rough cut pine boards or pieces of boards. So here I have 4 1-inch thick, 4 inches wide, and 1 foot long. I have 3 pieces of rough cut pine of that dimension. If the 3 pieces were actually put together as one piece, I would have exactly 1 board foot. It would be 1 inch thick, 12 inches wide, and 1 foot long divided by 12, okay? All right, so that's what you're looking at right there is a single board foot. All right, now here's a 1 inch thick by 4 inch wide by 3 feet long. This is the same number of board feet as this. It's 1 board foot. Okay? So let's do an example. Let's say we've got ourselves a log from the lumber or timber industry. Okay? So let's say this log is, let's call it a pine log, a southern yellow pine log, is 16 feet long. Okay? And now let's look at a cross section of that log. It'll be roughly round, but let's say this one's a little misshapen. And the kind of square I can draw in that thing, let's say it looks like this, like this, like this. And everything on the outside, that would be slab wood. That's not board wood. And so let's say this dimension is 10 inches, and that dimension is 12 inches. Okay? So what we've got here, to calculate the board feet of lumber in this log, or potential board feet, is 10 inches by 12 inches times 16 feet. Okay? And all of that over 12. Well, what does that factor out to? That would be 1,920 over 12, or 160 board feet of lumber in that log. Okay? So once again, you'll have an example of this, a written example in your handout that gets sent to you via RenWeb, along with a set of forestry and forest product terms. They will be relevant to your exercise and your homework. Take a look at that. Use it. It's your tool to get your work done this week. Okay? So I'm signing off. If you have any problems or questions, give me an email. You're free to call me. I'll put my phone number in my RenWeb messages to you. I prefer a voice call, not a text call, so we can really get down to the nitty-gritty of solving your question and your problem. Have a good day.